wanna know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I wanna know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Front Row Negative. It is I, your host, Aaron, along with...
It's your boy, Chris.
And we are back for another episode. We survived the first one. We got a good reception off that. And we're here to just do what we do best and bumble ourselves through another episode.
Yes, so, and if you're back as well, then you're a glutton for punishment. You deserve this.
Pretty much. So how have you been?
Good, man. Good. I been staying busy. I work in an undisclosed comic shop that has a big sale coming up next weekend, and so I've been doing a lot of stuff at my day job, getting ready for that. And then, of course, I doodle professionally, and I have a whole metric ton of that I have to do. And then there's a toy show coming up this Sunday that I'm also preparing for. So I have no shortage of weight to carry and things to take care of.
I very much understand that. My job is beating me up. We're trying to get a lot of things done in concept art out for in time for what they call tomb cleaning over in China, so we can get our items on the boat and have them shipped over here. And we're just trying to get everything ordered. That way, everything is ready to go.
I'm sorry, you say tomb cleaning?
Yes, they have a holiday in China called tomb cleaning, where they go to their pretty much ancestral burial ground and they clean the graves. They clean the tombs.
I like how you glossed over that. Like, oh, yeah, I'm just at work, getting ready for tomb cleaning. Oh, and we're putting stuff on the boat, send over. Like, hold the hell up. What is tomb cleaning?
No, insane. I guess since I've been there at that place for so long that it's just second nature. It doesn't surprise me anymore. I mean, they even have something called Dragon Boat Week, where they take almost a full week off to celebrate that. And yeah, it happens.
The Dragon Boat race by my office, they have Dragon Boat before COVID races down Buffalo Bayou.
Yep. It's usually our factories, the factories that work with us will take as many days off as they possibly can just to celebrate any holiday. While here in the States, we barely get any kind of days off, and we're expected to come in and be there as soon as possible and every day. So it's kind of a weird, non-balanced job, but I'm doing that. I'm doing my freelance stuff on the side when I get home, which is art and logos and wrestling flyers and stuff like that. I'm also getting ready for the said toy show that is this weekend. I got to pull more stuff out, get those priced, start researching those, and try to watch some TV in between to keep my sanity. Try to think if there's anything else I'm forgetting that I've done this week.
Forgetting? Let me tell you what I forgot. Holy crap. Okay, so as you're telling me about tomb cleaning and drag racing and RuPaul and all this, look, my wife is chilling on the bed, and for the past 2 weeks?
Yeah. For
the past 2 weeks, I haven't had my wedding ring.
I found everything today.
I just couldn't find it, and I'm like, all right, great. I lost my Spider-Man ring. I'm so mad at myself. And while you're talking about that, she walks over with this elated look on her face, and she is trying to be as quiet as possible. And she looks at me, and she has the one ring to rule them all. I'm like, so I grab it, and you're talking to I pull this whole entire Frodo thing, I'm about to go invisible. I'm like, I put the ring on, and we kind of quietly celebrate. That's funny.
Well, I'll say this: as you get further along in the relationship, losing the ring isn't as bad as just not wearing it, just because you become lazy. I know I do that quite a bit. It's just because I take it off to do the dishes, and I'm just like, I'll put it on later. I don't want to put it back on. I just washed my hands. I don't want to put that thing back on.
She's like, hey, where's your ring at? You're like, look, woman, you see this tan line?
Oh, no, she can't say that. She can't say that because she hasn't officially worn her wedding ring for the last 4 years.
Oh,
Too much of the green sauce.
Green sauce. Oh my God! Hey, I didn't mention that. That was Nicole, not me.
So she can't say anything about that because she hasn't officially worn hers in over 4 years because she dropped it behind the bed and she doesn't want to clean up underneath the bed to get it. So,
oh my God,
she has no room to talk on that. No room to talk.
Jeez.
But
anyway, so tomb cleaning. Yeah, you're getting ready with the tomb cleaning. Dude,
yeah,
that's wild to me. Like I've seen videos and websites about like, going to visit your ancestor and pulling their body out of the ground, dressing them up in their Sunday best, and taking them back to the house for ham and ham and cheese sandwiches. I'm like, what the heck is this?
Oh yeah, it's pretty much like for my company we have three big deadlines we have to meet. We have to meet before tomb cleaning. We have to meet before or get our stuff done before that. Before Chinese New Year, because that's a big one where the factories will take off like almost a month just to celebrate. Man. Yeah. And they don't need a month, but they almost take off a month. And then also just the basic holidays at the beginning, like the September area. This is September through November. They'll take off a few days here and there that they, are eager to take off, but slow to get back to work. So it's like, those are kind of our three big things we have to kind of plan around throughout the year.
That's wild, man.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy just thing to really think about if you don't know what happens in the other parts of the world. But for me, it's just second nature just because I've dealt with it for so many years that I forget that other people don't have the same bosses I have. So it's weird and different. And then also today, hours before this recording, I got my second shot, my second vaccine. And yeah, I came home and just crashed.
Dude, this is where we drop in that shot.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get that Private Party Shots theme song playing. But and when I got the first one, it didn't really hit me as bad. This one, I felt exhausted after dealing with that. And I had to drive an hour away to go get it, which wasn't fun driving wise, but at least it's done and over with for me. At least I'm done and over with, and I'm feeling a little bit better now.
Yeah, we're excited to get ours, man. We want to get back to some semblance of normalcy. I'm just tired of all this mess. So yeah, I'm with you. So
as we're doing the show, we kind of have some formats now. We kind of have some organization to the show now that we're trying out.
Growing pains. Yeah,
it's growing pains. We're still learning. We're still learning in this reboot. We're still going through things. So the first thing that we're gonna the next segment we're gonna have is what are you watching, playing, and reading. Then we're gonna talk about our main topic that we've kind of talked ahead about, like what we want to do. Then after that, we're going to do some questions that we posted up on our social media, answer them. And then after that, we'll do some shout outs and some plugs. And then we'll finally just take it home and, we'll just go home. That's it. So next segment up is, well, what are you watching? What are you playing? Or what are you reading? And if you're doing all three, great. Great. If you have the time.
You could almost say what's our current FR interest?
That's
yeah,
it's that has a good ring to it.
So yeah, Aaron, what have you been watching, man? I know you've been busy. We just covered that. I mean, I don't know how you have the time, man. Like I'll see you post things like, oh, I got these Blu-rays in the mail. I'm gonna watch them tonight while I'm doing my freelance. Like, how can you split your time? I put things on, like I usually put YouTube on, or if I put something on streaming, I'm listening. I'm not watching.
My sleep is very minimal, if even at all. I don't. Ever since I had the first kid, ever since we had Gwen, I haven't really slept. So, I can't say that I miss that as much. But yeah, I do watch a lot of movies. I do watch a lot of TV shows. Once I get hooked into something, I tend to watch it all the way through, or I tend to play it or read it all the way through. But yeah, so what I'm watching now, I haven't really jumped into any new TV shows yet, just because I'm waiting for. I finished. I think last episode I talked about Falcon and Winter Soldier. I finished that, This new season of Creep Show, I think yesterday the final episode of the season came out. So I need to watch. I haven't watched it yet, but I need to watch that. So those are really the only two shows that I've kind of kept up with. Everything else, I haven't really jumped into a new series yet, but I've mostly just been sticking to movies. So for movies, though, I started watching the Subspecies movie series from Full Moon, which is, so far, it's underrated. There are 4 movies out. One's being made in the near future. It's about vampires, but not like, the sparkly vampires that Twilight brought us, and not the teenage angst vampires that the Lost Boys brought us. This is more of like the kind of gothic and Del Toro styled vampires on a low budget, but actually entertaining. It's not like silly low budget like Ginger Dead Man. This is like low budget like gore and practical effects and stop motion, and it's really entertaining. I was expecting cheese and just goofiness, and it's pretty well done. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of hooked on
That's awesome.
And I finished the 3 movies. There's one more left I need to watch, and I'm hooked on it.
Let me ask you, when you say Del Toro, you mean like Blade 2, Predator mouth vampires?
No, more of like his the Strain style of vampires.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Or his movie Chronos, that type of more of like the horror based type of vampires. Not the Predator face, but more of like the vampires that are like a parasite of society, like the parasite of humanity.
Okay, gotcha.
That type of regal, like gothic, just vampire.
Almost like that romantic Hammer film, romantic goth horror type thing.
A little bit. I mean, there's some romance there, but not a lot. But it's done in a way that it's not overpoweringly cheesy or overpoweringly like sappy and everything. It's just done really well.
Nice.
And I was kind of surprised by it, just because this came out in like the mid 90s, and it's good. I was surprised. So yeah, watching that, I need to watch the 4th one probably over the weekend. I also finally watched, for some reason, I watched the Kentucky Fried Movie, which is an old movie. I watched it twice now. I've never heard. I've always heard people were like reference it, but I've never watched it. And it was stupid, funny, nothing but skits, and I laughed the entire time. It was good. It's something that I have to recommend this to anybody. If you've seen it, I'm sorry I'm late to the party. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. It is hilarious. I loved it. It was stupid funny. It's like watching like
made it to the party. I somebody sent me the text and I left it on red. I haven't even seen it once. So you're already ahead of me.
It's like what if Saturday Night Live was funny, and they made a movie. It's just so stupid funny, but it's just done in a good way, and I really enjoyed that movie. And then for playing games, I'm still playing Zombie Army 4. It's a fun game. I love it. The little Easter eggs that are in there, the details, a lot of fun. I know I tell people to check it out because it's free or it's really cheap. Definitely check it out. Worth playing. And then I downloaded a game mainly for the kids so they can watch me play something that's not horror-based or gross or violent. And it's called Rain on Your Parade. And it's very similar to the Angry Goose or Angry Duck, the game?
Oh, didn't you play on the
Untitled Goose Game?
Yeah, Untitled Goose Game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's basically you're in a scenario and you have to cause havoc, but you have to do certain things on a checklist to go to the next stage. But the premise is that you're a little rain cloud and you rain on people, causing havoc and causing them to do something. And just to kind of give you an example of like one of the stages is like Metal Gear Solid, where you have to stealth around, get these guards wet, and then cause an explosion by becoming not only a rain cloud but an oil cloud, and start a fire.
Context is everything. You got to be sneaky. Going around and getting these guards wet. I'm like, wait, what?
and it's very Paper Mario like. It's very Paper Mario.
That's
so
awesome.
It's free with Game Pass if you have it. A lot of fun. I was surprised at just how thought out it was. Definitely worth checking out. I'm loving it. It's just so like adorably fun because you can get like little hats and little disguises and little decorations for your rain cloud. You even turn in different colors too. Like my rain cloud's green with a with a top hat and sunglasses.
This sounds like a fancy fart cloud.
It could be. It's the cloud of dew. It's the cloud of Mountain Dew.
When you said Metal Gear Solid, the first thing in my mind's eye, I was like, I remember playing that back in the day. Like it was at Sons of Liberty.
Yeah,
it was like that sound that and the little exclamation mark and
that sound is in the game too when you're playing that stage.
What? That's
because
awesome.
Because a guy pops up with a mission for you to do, and he's telling you Metal Gear Solid style to do this, this, and this. So it's very mission based, but that one side mission is like Metal Gear Solid, and it's hilarious.
You're a giant cloud.
So stupid.
You're a giant cloud, and you're floating around. The guy like turns around like, "Hey, who's there?" And you just like
pretty much. And you're like
sneaking
around like you're sneaking around like box crates, and you're sneaking around trailers to not get seen or detected. But whenever you like guess ran on a soldier, they start crying and running around the screen, and the other soldiers aren't even alerted. They're just like ignoring the person crying and running around screaming. It's fun. It's just a stupid fun game, and I don't mean the game stupid as in bad. Just you don't need like a guidebook or an intent to play it. It's just a fun kind of relaxing game, and I really recommend that. And then lastly, I'm reading a book. I got back into reading for now, and I picked up the book Nights of the Living Dead, which is like a whole bunch of side stories for the Romero classic Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, okay.
And so you've got authors like Joe Lansdale and a few others who are on there who've submitted like short stories. And that's a really fun read. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking it. The only thing I don't like is with Lansdale, he is from Texas, and he writes like a Texas yokel. So lots of y'alls, lots of thick accents. Pretty much it sounds like he's writing the script for like a Rob Zombie film with a lot of like the hillbilly talk.
Yeah.
But overall,
what
the
you
book
mean
is
you don't
fun.
like to eat spleens? Let's drink this Lone Star. Give my nanny the light and let's kill somebody.
What you mean you don't like racing? We're gonna run up that hill and go down it on the backside. It's just a lot of just like hillbilly slang. And once you get past that, it's like the stories are really enjoyable. The stories are really a lot of fun. So
that's cool.
That's a good book. And right now I'm trying to make a deal for Ready Player 2 because I want to read that one as well. I just haven't found a good deal for it yet.
Yeah,
that one's on my radar.
I'm very interested in reading that as well, man, because I enjoyed the book. I enjoyed the first one. I have no reason to think the second one won't be just as good. You had time to write it, so
yeah, I enjoyed the first book. The only thing that I wish was in the movie from the book was Ultraman, and they switched out the Ultraman for the Gundam in the movie.
That's
because people want to be honest. Let's think about it. People want to see Ultraman versus Mechagodzilla. And that was kind of the fight that people were wanting to see going into that movie. And still a Gundam RX, the RX-78 is still a cool looking Gundam. That's the grandpa, but it's not Ultraman. So it's nowhere near Ultraman. So that was kind of the disappointment, but I'm kind of curious how they're going to follow it up. Just because I want to know how can you defeat the king of the nerds who beat, the game. So, but that's all about me. So what are you watching, playing, and reading?
Man, I've been watching, okay, so there's a guy called Menti Comedic Arts. It's this guy from Australia. He's on YouTube. I imbibe way too much YouTube, man, because at the end of the day, like I spend a lot of time on my feet during the day and sitting on my posterior at night drawing. And I've got the headphones on, and I'm just, like I said earlier, well, in the pre-talk, we were talking about everything, and I just end up listening to a lot of stuff. I hardly get to watch anything. And this guy, he's just like, his whole shtick is 10 things you didn't know about blah, blah, blah movie. And so a lot of the things I did know just from knowing it over the years, but then sometimes he drops a nugget of knowledge on you. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, it's just something to help, kind of get me going along.
Okay.
Dude,
background noise.
Yeah, exactly. And man, bad wrestling on WWE, good wrestling on AEW. I mean, I know it's, I feel like I'm going to say that a lot because I hardly ever have time to watch much of anything, but we did watch Mortal Kombat the other day and we really enjoyed that. So that's, and there's two sides of that coin, obviously, if you're on the interwebs in the last week or two. But, again, it's the same old thing I tell people. What Oscar-worthy performance were you looking for in the Mortal Kombat movie?
Well, it's I think with Mortal. Well, we can talk about Mortal Kombat later because we've got questions with that. We got some questions with that.
Playing with fire, man. I play with fire. I burn the candle at both ends. And we covered Disney emojis. I mean, that's never gonna change. I feel like I'm gonna be 76 and still playing that freaking game. Reading, I just picked up a Predator book today. It's based on I think it's in the Shane Black, the new Predator. It's kind of based off of that Predator universe.
Is this a novel or is this a comic?
It's a novel.
Okay. Wait. Which one is? Well, who's the publisher?
I want to say Del Rey, but I'm not sure.
If it's Del Rey, then it's after Predator 2 and before any of the new stuff.
I have to double check. It's not. I don't have it with me. It's down inside the car. But at my undisclosed comic shop, I picked it up there. And I was like, oh, interesting, because I've been trying to pick up some more prose novels. I mean, I obviously read comics, but I don't know how long it's. I mean, actually, I do know how long it's been since I've read a book. I read the Young Bucks book a couple of months ago.
That's on my list. That's on my list too. I have it. I just haven't read it yet.
It's really good. It's really good.
Okay. Well, it's funny that you mentioned Predators, that you're reading Predator books, because I'm reading Alien books, or I've read several of the Alien books within the last 2 years. I read the Queen's War books, which dealt with the whole Ripley clone saga stuff. So that's kind of funny that you're reading Predator and I've read Alien.
Oh, we're at odds. We are natural enemies. We must go to random planets to destroy one another.
Pretty much. But they're good though. They were good reads. The Queen War stuff was pretty good.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. I mean, other than that, comics, the Donny Cates stuff for Venom has just been great. King in Black. Spidey's got that new suit and everything. I'm a Spider guy, so I'm basic in that way, I guess.
Okay. That's good. That's good. But yeah, like when you said Predator, I'm like, books or the comics? Because I've read a whole bunch of Alien books. I still got a lot more to read that I picked up at half price that I want to read. Because for some reason, I love the Alien universe. I don't know why. But I own no merch. But I love the Alien books.
Well, dude, because I mean, let's be honest, man. There's no shortage of merch for Aliens, but you're going to pay through the nose to get it. It's going to be your baseline of $30 per figure. And then that's just like a NECA or something like that. Then you can have the SH Figure Arts. Yeah, Figure Arts are freaking, $100 baseline and up, depending on how gigantic of a figure you buy. I
almost grabbed the NECA Alien, the Rhino Alien, or the Rhino Xenomorph. I almost picked it up just because that's one of the toys I had when I was a kid.
I was about to say that's the one based off the old school Kenner.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I had the Rhino, I had the Praying Mantis, and I had the Snake Xenomorphs. Which is great because this is kind of our segue where we're going to talk about next, and that's toys, stuff for hunting, what we're like, our wish lists, what we found recently. Because I don't know, in the last 2 years, toys and toy hunting has become like it kind of exploded everywhere all of a sudden.
Man.
Whether it be wrestling figures or the NECAs or movie figures or superheroes. It's gotten really big and really popular to the point where now you've got people buying cases, flipping them. We've dealt with them. You've dealt with them. I have as well. And it's just a big, just kind of hassle that we're dealing with. And while that's part of the hunt, it's also part of the frustration with this stuff too.
It is,
so,
man. It really is.
So,
yeah.
So what are you hunting for? Like, so what's on your current hunt list, if you have one?
Top of the list for me, I'm going to have to say, would be the Four Turtles in Disguise box set, the NECA box set.
Yes.
That'd be the one I've been keeping my eyes peeled for at Target, which, again, if you're not on the inner circle of flippers, you might as well forget it. Maybe if I make a nice little chunk of change at the toy show this weekend, that'd be, if I make one purchase for a reasonable price, it'd probably be that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, definitely. And of course, I'm always looking for wrestling figures. For anybody who doesn't know, I delve deep on WWE Elites, AEW Unrivaled figures.
Yeah.
Man, at one point I was doing the retros, the WWE retros. Then they quit making them. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. Right about that time, I ended up coming across a huge lot of old school Hasbros. I was going to go in both feet, man. I was going to jump in both feet because everybody's doing it now, and there is serious money in these retros and in these WWF/WWE Hasbro figures, and I'm just not going to do it. There's just too much stuff for me to throw all this money into. So I'm going to be dumping off some Hasbros at the toy show this Sunday. Now, look, here's the thing. So everybody put their tinfoil hat on and get ready for this FR insanity. Look, I really feel like the reason the boom is happening, it's all about marketing. We're all the 18 to what's the demo god, the 18 to 48 demographic. We're in the middle of that.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're kids. We were kids in 95, and now we're almost 40, and we have money. And sometimes no sense, and we don't think about the fact that we have bills to pay, but we see an awesome toy and it's $30. I'm like, I can swing it, and then you get it, man. So okay, here's the thing:
is it the nostalgia? Do you think
it's 100% nostalgia? It's a combination of nostalgia, and so much as you want to buy your childhood back because the world sucks. Any way you slice it, people are insane, and and I'm speaking in generalizations, but my God, if you're listening to this podcast, you live day-to-day life. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, but with everything going digital now, man, like there's streaming services, all this stuff. For God's sakes, Dogma's DVDs and Blu-rays are like skyrocketing because they're owned by the Weinstein Company, and that's a whole nother barrel of monkeys that we don't want to get into. But like, you want a hard copy? NFTs and Dogecoin and all this bullcrap, all this theoretical money and theoretical market. I don't trust it as far as I can digitally throw it. I need physical media. I need a copy of that DVD. I want a CD copy of that, even though I have no CD player in my car. It's an investment thing at the end of the day. I really feel like, if we go the Mad Max route, okay, and we're all wearing football pads and we're driving, old rusted bucket Chargers, and we're just, having to drink pee because there's no water, whatever the case may be. Like, I'm going to have this really rare, hard to find Walter figure that was a ringside collectible that I could trade for 6 months worth of food from some other wrestling fan who's got his own, corner of America he's conquered. And I need to get paid. I need food to live in this post-apocalyptic hellscape that is coming.
That's my Walter figure. I'm getting rid of my Walter figure.
It's our Walter figure.
My Walter figure. I bought it.
I mean, I'm a collector of the physical media for movies, and you've seen my collection, and I've let you borrow a lot of the movies too. That way, you don't have to spend money on a movie that you might not like. But yeah, you've seen my collection and stuff, and I think it was announced a few days ago, or maybe last week, I forget. I think it was Warner Brothers doesn't want to do physical media anymore. They want to go straight to digital only, to kind of I guess save money or to start cutting losses that they assume will happen. And this comes out after pre-sales for Godzilla vs. Kong and pre-sales for Mortal Kombat on Blu-ray and on 4K were hitting records. So the decision...
Wait, record highs or record lows?
Record highs.
For physical media? And
physical media.
Wait, so they want to quit making physical media after they have record pre-sales?
Yep.
How does that work exactly?
This is Warner Brothers. This is the same company that will make 18 Batman movies with the Waynes dying in every single one of them, and then make bad decisions on not capitalizing on a lesser-known non-Batman character to grow their franchise. Same company.
Can you imagine a Red Hood movie?
Well, not even just Red Hood. Imagine a Red Tornado movie. A movie about a sentient android that can cause natural disasters by spinning around and learning human emotion. Or let's take something that's very similar to Batman, but had 8 seasons of a show like Green Arrow. What if you had a Green Arrow movie?
Yeah.
I mean, just something that's not Batman or not Superman. And this is the studio that makes decisions to not go in on a lesser known character to revamp it and do what Marvel did for Iron Man. Because let's be honest, Iron Man wasn't a big name. And if you weren't reading Avengers or weren't reading Marvel comics, you really didn't know anything about Iron Man. You weren't really knowledgeable of him until the movies came out. And then that kind of boomed a franchise with all the heroes. I mean, even Ant-Man has 2 movies, a third one coming out. I mean, that's the point of marketing right there. And Warner Brothers' marketing thing is, well, Batman still sells. Let's just crank out more Batman.
Missing so many opportunities, man. Missing so many opportunities. It
doesn't make sense. I mean, they're slowly doing that now with Harley Quinn, with cranking out more media of her, but it's like they try to milk the golden cow until it's dead, and then they move on to try to find another golden cow, and without building a bigger base for a franchise. And they're losing physical media. But to get off that track and go back to the toys,
that's
no problem, of what you're looking for. So you're looking for the turtles in the skies, the NECA stuff, and I know I'm keeping my eyes open for you too in our group chat of Collector's Corner. That I'm looking for that as well for you as well. So what else? Like what else is on your hit list?
Man, I really feel like I really want the WWE Legends line, Elite Legends line. I need that Vader. I need something serious.
Vader.
I missed the boat on the first Legends Vader. That sells for who knows how freaking much now, man. Just Vader was always one of my favorite guys back in the day because he was just so underutilized and unappreciated. I just a great wrestler. I mean,
he's a good wrestler.
And of course, guys would say that he was not great in the ring or whatever, but dangerous. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
We can just go on for days about who's dangerous in the ring, who's not.
Well, I was a Vader fan mainly because I first saw him on Boy Meets World.
Oh,
where he cameoed. And he was also on Baywatch as well. When WCW was doing like crossovers with like other TV shows and stuff, it was like Hogan, Macho, and a few others versus Ric Flair's Goon Squad on the beach. And this is like an episode of like based on Bash at the Beach, where they promoted with Baywatch. It was so stupid. But I remember being introduced to him there, and I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty big. He wears a mask. Kind of terrifying, but I became a fan. And for me, I like the weird characters, but Vader is one of the ones I do like. He's out there.
The word that gets thrown around is toyetic. He's definitely that. He's a comic book character come to life, man. He's just so cool looking. And like, so yeah, to my point, like the Series 3 Legends Vader is online for like 100, anywhere from 125 to 200, depending on what you're looking to pay. So like, I really don't want to have to, screw the pooch twice on that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I understand. I definitely understand. I know with wrestling figures, he was on there for a while. And when I stopped collecting wrestling figures, that was kind of a big loss because that was one of the ones I did when find was him. I never found a Vader. I never found the ones I looked for when I was collecting wrestling figures, like back then, I was looking for an Elite Miz, an Elite Jack Swagger, the Wrestling Classics Vader, and Wrestling Classics Tito Santana. Those are the ones I was looking for, and I never found them, but I kind of moved on since then. So but I do remember looking for Vader, and I kept checking my local Big Lots all the time, hoping to find one. Never did, but it happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's, that's the love-hate relationship we have, man, is the joy of finding it and the heartbreak of not finding it.
Yeah, very much so. So, do you have any others that are on your hit list that you're looking for?
That immediately come to mind. Oh man. Gosh, not really, man. I mean, maybe I'm blanking because I'm constantly, trying. Well, you know what? I lied. I might have to invest in that Jurassic Express Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus 2-pack.
Oh, yeah.
It looks dope, dude. And hey, let me ask you, Aaron, what's missing from the Jurassic Express 2-pack?
Bite-sized Marco or fun-sized Marco Stunt.
Yeah. Can you rationalize that for me? Because
I can.
I'm at a loss.
I can. And I'll tell you why. I can. For wrestling figures, they say it takes 8 months to a year to make, correct?
Right.
From scanning to sculpting to getting the color right to painting to production and all that. 8 months to a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
8 months ago, it was still just Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Marco didn't come in until later on. And by that time, they were already in production.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So Marco didn't, I think what I remember reading or hearing that Marco didn't get scanned until either May or June of last year. So he was well past whenever they were already in production of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
Wow. Which brings up an interesting question. Do we get another, like a 3-pack, kind of like that Undisputed 3-pack, or do we just get a single Marco Stunt figure? Because I feel like not everybody, and I'm kind of on the fence. I want to get this 2-pack, but I really want to wait for a 3-pack. You know what I mean?
Well, the 2-pack itself is pretty cool just because it has, Luchasaurus on Jungle Boy's shoulders, which is, vice versa.
Yeah, the variant. So, there's two different ones.
Yeah, there's two different ones. But, I mean, that's still a cool box and packaging and everything. But who knows? But, I mean, if you're going to do a 3-pack with those two, or with that group, then you have to do a 3-pack with Best Friends. And we've already got Orange Cassidy, and we've got Trent, and we've got Chucky T coming out, I think, in waves 6 or 7.
Don't you mean Trent?
Who did I say? I said
no. You did. It's just when Justin, I think it's Justin Roberts, when he announced him out to the ring because it's got the question mark after his name, like Ron Burgundy's. Like Trent.
That is true. That is very much true.
No, you got a point though. I mean, a 3-pack. I mean, at this point, if it continues to go the way they wanted to go, a 4-pack with Chris Statlander. There's so many freaking groups in AEW.
Well, there's all these factions, so you don't know if the factions are going to last that long. Before you know if they deserve a multi-pack. I mean, but let's be honest. If AEW does release a multi-pack, there's only one group that comes to mind for a faction for multi-pack. There's only one, and that's Inner Circle.
Oh my god!
You have to have Inner Circle 5-pack. I mean, yeah, the Elite. You could do that with Kenny and the Bucks. But most of the Elite members who were originally there are doing their own thing. So it's kind of, you kind of need to do Inner Circle as the multi-pack first.
Yeah, I think Inner Circle would be dope. I mean, you're right. That's a no-brainer, man. Like that, you need to have them, maybe the Stadium Stampede and their Stadium Stampede gear. I think that'd be the way to go with their little jerseys and crap like that. Dude, that would be so great.
That would be pretty cool.
To further the point, I want Matt. I want him in the freaking golf cart.
Matt and Kenny in the golf cart?
Matt and Kenny in the golf cart.
That would be pretty cool. That would be a pretty cool accessory.
It would sell. There's no way it wouldn't.
Well, I remember they teased that over the summer that they wanted to do that over the summer. They wanted to put him in the golf cart. I don't know what happened, but that would be pretty cool to have as a multi-pack or as a vehicle / set kind of thing. Kind of like what they did with him with the mower of lawns in WWE, where he had that accessory pack set.
Dude. Oh god, it would be so great to see the card of golf.
The card of golf.
Dude. And I have no reason to believe this won't happen. With the ratings being consistently dominant over NXT from basically day one, bar a few, really good NXT shows here and there, which I'm not taking anything away from NXT. I obviously love NXT, but and we know if we only recently learned the cons have money. It's not like these guys are loaded, and Tony Khan is going to throw money at everything. He's buying rights to songs in perpetuity for entrance music. I am blown away by that. When's the last time we had that in WWE? Was it CM Punk?
Was CM Punk?
Yeah.
No, it was Triple H had a new Motorhead for like 1 or 2 shows before it went back to.
Yeah, but was it like a new Motorhead, or was it like custom made with like, all about the game? Was it like
no, it was a new Motorhead song for him, and then it went back to King of Kings because he had it for like 2 shows and then went back. But that was the last time they actually had a legit song that's on the radio or that was on the radio was for CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, I forget the name of the song they're using for Orange Cassidy, but it's one you hear on the buzz all the time.
Oh, it's the Pixies. Where's My Mind?
There you go. Now, I love that song, man. And
yeah, it's great.
I love it even more now that it's Orange Cassidy's entrance music.
It's a great song. Yeah, definitely a great song. And actually, that all this AEW talk is actually coming to where some of the figures I'm still hunting for, because AEW figures are very hard to find. I have yet to see many in the wild, and the ones I have seen in the wild, either the box is damaged or I already have them.
Or it's Riho.
I've only seen one Riho, and I bought that Riho.
Whoa,
I've only seen one Riho
all the time. She is the big warmer of AEW figures, poor thing.
Not my target. I only saw her once. I bought her, and I have not seen her on a peg since.
Holy cannoli, that's crazy, man. Like it gets to the point now where I see her, I have to like laugh to myself, kind of like the guy from The Room, and just like
yeah.
Oh, hi, Riho.
But I'm looking for the Penta figure for a Pentagon, and I'm looking for Hangman. Those are the 2 that I'm missing that I want to get from AEW. That I know that's currently out. I mean, I kind of want a Mox, but not really. But I've got Jericho, I've got the Bucks, I've got Kenny. But I need Hangman and Penta. Those are the main. Those are the other 2. And I have Orange Cassidy, but yeah, I need Kenny and I need Penta and Hangman.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So hopefully I can find one this weekend at the show. Hopefully.
I'd be shocked if somebody didn't have them. Of course, you're going to pay $30 to $40 a piece for them, but there's a strong chance they're going to be there.
I have a feeling there will be. And so then I'm also.
I mean, what else? Dude, okay, so Sunday is your perfect opportunity for you to look. What are you looking for?
Pretty much. I'm going to be looking for a thing. And then, of course, I'm looking for, and I know Bacon has one, the giant Skeletor pop. I have yet to see one in the wild. I have found the giant He-Man. I have seen Beastman. I have not found a giant Skeletor yet. So,
did you buy Beastman? If you did,
no, I didn't buy Beastman. I didn't buy Beastman.
Wait, because he is the peg warmer of giant figures. As far as like GameStops and ThinkGeeks have them all the time.
Well, he is. I guess for your side of town, our side of town, the peg warmer is it Duo, the little droid from Star Wars? It's Duo, and it's Olaf. Those are still the 2 the giant pop peg warmers that we have at our Target and at our Walmart. Are those 2?
I've seen a lot of those too. And was it the Fantastic Four thing?
Those sell out. Those have surprisingly sold out at our Targets.
That's wild, man.
Because I know when I've gone one day, there are like 4 of them on the shelf. Then when I go like 2 days later, they're gone. And then when I come back a few days later, there's like another 2 on the shelf. So the things have been selling decently. I know the Green Goblin, the Spider-Verse Green Goblin wasn't selling at all.
Oh,
and
that's sad. I don't want it. I don't like it, man.
Yeah, it's not. I like that they try to give him like the ultimate Green Goblin wings from the Ultimate Spider-Man series, but I just don't like that Green Goblin. I'm not a fan of it. The Thing, every time I see The Thing, I kind of like, should I get it? Because I want to get it, but I don't like that his eyes aren't blue. You know, he has to have blue eyes.
Oh, you mean the ever-loving blue-eyed Thing?
Yeah.
Imagine that, right? It is the Thing. How do you miss that? It's only his freaking tagline.
This also comes from the same company that when they first released Voltron, he was a regular-sized pop and not a giant one. So
speaking of giant robots, you know Walmart has a giant Optimus.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see the giant Optimus. And
I hate Transformers, but he looks cool.
I don't like Transformers. I'm not in love with them. I don't hate them. I'm like in between. So that's pretty much all I can say about that.
Keep in mind, when I say I hate Transformers, it's coming from the kid who, you know, had the G.I. Joes and the Masters of the Universe and the Turtles and the Thundercats, and who did not want to have to spend 30 minutes or more transforming my stupid robots before I could fight them. And then if I dare even say, Autobots, roll out. And then I had to roll them out. So we're spending another 30 minutes transforming the stupid cars. I did not like it. I did not like it.
And I can agree with you on that. But I will say there's something about the seeing the Dinobots in toy form that I was like, man, I want those. I want that Grimlock. And I'm glad that, you know, didn't last long because I just, yeah, the only two Transformers I own, I mentioned this last episode too, was I had the Grimlock. I bought a newer Grimlock, and I bought the Mountain Dew race car Transformer from, I think, Transformers 3, the movie. Yeah. Those are the only two Transformers that I own. That's it.
Oh man, I can safely say I own zero. Here's the thing. So, like, we were talking about this at work today, actually. When people come in to sell their toys, especially Transformer guys, I have to give them credit because they know the name of every freaking Transformer they bring in. So, like, let's say, you know, Joe Blow comes in and says, "Oh, I'm gonna sell these Transformers." Okay, cool, man. First thing I say is, do me a favor, hang out, because I have no idea what I'm looking at outside of Optimus, Bumblebee, Megatron, Starscream, you know, the radio guy. Like, I mean, I know the basic ones.
The radio guy?
With the
Shockwave? Shockwave?
Is it with he's got Ravage, the cat tape and everything?
Oh, Soundwave.
Is it Soundwave? Yeah, Soundwave.
Yeah, Soundwave, yeah.
But like I'll know those, but then again, is it a masterpiece release or is it an original or is it a Japanese import and blah 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 blah?
Okay.
And not only that, then there's characters I've never seen before. I'm like, hey man, my Google Lens won't tell me what the hell this is. Who is this? Oh, well, that's the 2005 release of Sack Tap. I'm like, what the hell is Sack Tap? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I get you. I understand that one. I get you on that one. I completely understand that one. So, yeah, totally understand. But yeah, it's the Transformers thing. I see that a lot. I see it a lot, and I know a few friends who are huge into Transformers. They have giant collections of Transformers, and they like to point out their Transformers. And I'm just like, I don't really care. I'm not a big thing, and I'm not into it. But at the same time, whenever like Masters of the Universes comes out with a new character, I'm like, oh crap, I know who that is. And it's kind of vice versa.
Yeah, turnabout's fair play. I mean, you know, I'm not going to sit here and be fork-tongued about my my fellow Transformer nerd enthusiasts and not have them point out my ridiculousness in regards to wrestling and Spider-Man and Turtles.
I can't say nerds because I have a huge Masters collection and it's old and new.
And see that kind of, and I'll kind of play off Bacon there. I was surprised that Bacon had a Masters of the Universe collection, because to be honest, there are not a lot of female fans who love that genre or that series without really heavily implying the She-Ra side of that collection. Mm-hmm. And I was really surprised, but it's really cool to see that she is into Masters of the Universe.
Dude, I even have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive He-Man What's Going On figure mint in box.
Okay, you know how you like to rub things into somebody who doesn't have those specific things, and you make them feel really bad about that, not having that. This is kind of that feeling, and okay, let's move along. So now,
you've seen how like Sami Zayn will dance to his ska music and everything. Like when we put He-Man on and that theme song comes on, I'm doing that, man. It's like my own private mosh pit
And
Music
okay, and
box.
you know what, and we all know that ska music is just Tejana music for white people. We know that. Okay, so moving on to
Yes, sir.
so what figures do you wish would be made, like toys or figures or sets that you wish? We kind of touched on that with, the golf cart for Matt Hardy and Kenny for the what was it, Double or Nothing last year, or no? It was wait, was it Double or Nothing? The pay-per-view.
Well, the Stadium Stampede, right?
Yeah, Stadium Stampede. Yeah.
It was that was Double or Nothing, wasn't it?
I can look it up. We have BR Live. We have it.
Well, we do have the interwebs after all. Yeah, stuff I want to see made. Oh my god. Okay, so
Okay. Let's think of at least 5 that we kind of start going for that, and we'll just kind of see where that takes us then.
okay, so being that I'm married to the unicorn that is Bacon and who loves Masters of the Universe, it'd be really cool if they did a giant sized pop of Scareglow and it glows in the dark.
Oh,
That would be pretty cool.
That would be sick.
Cool.
Of course, it's going to be Toy Tokyo exclusive crap, and it's only going to be online for 26 minutes, and every bot's got them, and then next thing you know, it's going to be $400 online. So that's one of them.
Okay.
Secondly, I think it would be really cool to Marvel Legends at one point had the 12-inch line.
Yes.
They need to bring those back.
Okay.
And I want to see a Kane Scarlet Spider 12-inch figure.
Really?
Yeah, because that's our Houston Spidey.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, that is. Okay.
I mean, you read the series, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I read it. Like the whole joke about not being able to swing through the webs or swing through the city because there's no tall buildings,
or be on the side of the building because you burn your damn fingers off.
so he'd have to ride the bus around the city to get where he needs to go.
It's so good, man. That's 2. And although it will never happen for obvious reasons for anybody who's a wrestling fan, but I really like to. It would be nice to have an elite Owen Hart figure, like a new elite Owen Hart.
True, very true.
But there's hope though, because they did do his micro brawler for charity. There's always a chance that it'll be a Super 7. You know what I mean? Because Super 7's done the Matt Cardone and Brian Myers. They did the Good Brothers. In the elite scale. So that's a possibility. That's some of the rumblings online anyway.
Who's doing the Okada and the Tanahashi super detailed figures?
Super 7.
That's Super 7?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they're taking a big chunk in going into the wrestling figure game. So I would legit be shocked if we didn't see some sort of Owen Hart figure. Obviously he will, they're going to have to do something with his gear, like from Stampede or something that's not WWE owned or whatever. But
yeah, it's something that's not owned by him.
Once they do it, it's going to sell out.
Oh, it definitely will. It definitely will.
That's 3 figures for me. Yeah, and and my wife just pointed out Luke Harper, or I'm sorry, Brody Lee.
Yes,
a Brody Lee and -1. I think what was it? Jeremy Padower put that tweet out the other day. It was like, throw me your ideas for what you want to see for WWE or AEW Unrivaled. And Stu Grayson tweeted back at him, proposing a 8-figure Build-A-Figure set of all the Dark Order, Colt, everybody, and the Build-A-Figures Brody Lee, and 10 comes with -1.
That would be pretty cool.
The whole freaking set, dude. There's no way I wouldn't get Johnny Hungy. I have to have the whole thing. I have to have the whole thing.
That is very true. That is very true. And they could do, and with that line, they could do a chase with Silver and Reynolds wearing Dark Order recruitment member shirts as the chase.
Yes, soft goods shirts. Oh, dude, I would die.
Yeah, like recruitment member shirts, and then for I think 5, have him with the with the painted 5 Roman numeral 5 on his chest, or the 5 T-shirt on his instead.
Mm-hmm.
They could do so much with that line, and then but one of the accessories for that set has to be a bunch of rolled up papers.
I was just thinking that
a Brody Lee figure.
Wait, are we talking about a Brody Lee figure, or are we talking about a Rob Van Dam figure?
Well, different rolling papers.
Rolled up papers, not
rolled up
papers.
papers.
Got you. Sorry, my bad. No.
Rolled up papers.
I'm trying to be funny and failing horribly at it, but no. Yeah, he would have to have the rolled up papers. Dude, was it Anna J?
Anna J. Yeah.
Her figure would be awesome. I mean, it's just the whole thing would be dope, man. I mean, we'd have to. I mean, at this point, it's. I'm sure it's in the tube. I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
It probably is. It probably is.
Oh, one more.
Yeah, one more.
I want to see Noel.
One more wish.
One more wish. I want to see a Marvel Legend of Noel from King in Black. The storyline is happening right now in Spider-Man. He's the symbiote god, essentially.
Huh. Okay.
He's pretty wicked looking.
I'm pretty sure that's going to happen because with Marvel Legends, they like to re-release Spider-Man, they like to re-release Wolverine, and they like to re-release Iron Man. And if there's a new Spider-Man enemy, hero, anything, they're going to re-release it with like a different variants. So I'm sure that's going to happen. Not a matter of, if, but just a matter of when for that.
Honorable mention. We've gotten Silk. Uh-huh. But Silk in her webbing costume, like when she first became Silk, she had to cover herself up. That would be cool.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, that'd
be pretty cool.
What about you, man? What are the things that are on your top
my
5
wish
list? Yeah.
Wish. Okay, so we talked NECA. I'm a big horror nerd. I love horror movies. I want to see critters in NECA form, the Krites, the little porcupines of death. I want to see them as like you get like a pack of 4.
I was just about to ask you: do you get one big one, kind of like a Gremlins figure, or do you?
No. Well, here, what I would do is you have 2 different versions. You have a pack of 4, which comes with a regular critter, one that's bloodied up, one with the bald cap from like the scene from part 1 where he gets the scalp shot off.
Yep.
And then the last one where one's eating a turkey leg or a chicken leg, like he's got one in the mouth.
It's so good.
The second one would be a 2-pack, which would be the giant critter, which is on the cover of the box art for the first movie, and the giant critter ball, where like it's the ball of the Minnie Mouths from part 2.
Yes.
So critters, but NECA form critters. I would love to see that. That's something that I definitely want to see. I know a lot of people have like shouted them out online. They want to see that. I can say yes. I want to see that as well. I definitely want to see that as well. Another wish I want to see. Kind of going back to again, I'm pretty much this will be NECA heavy just because I love those figures. I want to see Herbert West from the Reanimator movie series.
They haven't done him for NECA, or was that like the Mezco throwback, or not Mezco, but Mego throwback?
They did. It was like back when NECA was like at Toys R Us, and they kind of did like the Mezco NECA crossover, like collab figures. Okay. Like they did like the Freddy and the Doctor's outfit. They did like the NES Jason, the first one with the box that made sounds and everything. They did a Herbert West. But this was before like the big horror movie icon kind of craze took over again, because before it was like the Movie Maniacs line, and then it became the Cult Classics line. But those figures kind of fell through they kind of fell through the cracks. And if you didn't know about them, then you kind of missed out. And then when you finally did know about them, it was too late. So definitely want to get a Herbert West. Just because I love the Stuart Gordon movies of the Reanimator series. Jeffrey Combs is a phenomenal actor. I love his work. But I always liked that movie trilogy as a whole. And I thought they were pretty cool. And I would love to see them just add the detail, like, having the Dean's head, like with the bat wings and like the body and like, the syringes and everything. I think that would just be a really cool idea that they could do now with their Ultimate line, because I mean the Ultimate Sam set that they released is amazing. They did the Ultimate Michael Myers Halloween 2018 figure, which the detail is crazy accurate.
Is that the one with the light up pumpkin?
Yes, the light up pumpkin like head, like the no. 2018 has the like the cop's head that's been carved like a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I'm looking at my stuff. I have a Michael Myers from that movie. Mm-hmm. It has the little light up LED light up pumpkin with the hard eyes.
That might be the first or second. That might be the first or second one.
Okay.
The 2018 one comes with like the head of one of the cops where he like carved it into like a jack-o'-lantern. It's pretty violent. That one was pretty violent. It's pretty violent. Number 3, I've got to go with back to NECA again. One of my all-time favorite movies, all time, is Return to the Living Dead. And I know another company did this character years ago.
I think I know it's coming. I think I know it's coming, but go ahead.
Tarman.
Yes, I knew
Tarman. NECA Tarman. You could do a lot of the characters from the movie, but Tarman is essentially, when you think of Return to the Living Dead, you see the gif of Tarman screaming, "More brains." You see the walk, you see the goofy face with the eyeballs and smile and everything. They need to have a NECA version of that figure. It'll just be crazy detailed, a lot of fun. Something needs to happen. And yes, I would buy so many of those figures just to have different paint variations just for my own personal collection.
For a figure that wants more brains, this is a no-brainer. I agree. It's a shame that hasn't happened.
It definitely needs to happen. It's something that needs to happen. So yeah, Return of the Living Dead needs to happen. And plus, Alan Troutman, the guy who played Tarman, is at any and every convention that happens. If you have a horror convention that's in a parking lot, chances are Tarman will be there. He'll sign autographs. Super friendly guy, super just nice, and will talk to you about everything. And just to get that autograph will be really cool.
That's awesome.
Next, I got to go. Another favorite movie of mine I've told people to watch it. I let them borrow it. It's a different type of horror movie. It's a lot of fun. Yep. Leslie Vernon. There's a movie called Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. It's an amazing movie. Definitely an amazing movie. It needs a NECA figure. That character is so underrated. The movie is underrated. It doesn't get as much credit as it should. And it's just a fun movie. I love it. It's usually my number 1, if not Return of the Living Dead. And that character needs an action figure.
Yeah, that movie's so good, man. When you introduced me to it, I love the take. I love how we're just nonchalantly going to dig somebody up out of the ground because that's his little quiet place, and just little things like that, man, just made that movie so special. I'm glad that you introduced me to it. When did that come out? Was that 2012?
No, that came out in 2008.
2008?
No. 2006. Sorry, 2006.
You're kidding me.
No.
Okay, so 2006. So we missed the. Did they do anything for the 10th year?
No, they did not do anything for the 10 year. They did nothing.
So your next hope for an action figure is feasibly 2026.
Yeah.
20 years, and even then, it's going to be a crowd-funded thing, and you're going to have to pony up the dough. I know you'll do it, and it's a shame that you'll have to wait that long. But
yeah,
as much as I love that movie, I feel like that's what's probably going to be the route they go if they do anything. Because I don't know, is that production company still in existence?
I don't think they are anymore. I know Anchor Bay did the distribution for the movie, the DVD and the Blu-ray rights. Well, they did the DVD rights. Blu-ray went to Shout Factory. So, I mean, they can get the funding now if they wanted to, because that movie has a big following. Okay, but it's just...
Let me say this. I'm going to throw this out to you.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to just let this stew in your brain. I want you to just absorb what I'm about to tell you. It is not outside the realm of possibility that you and I could inquire and acquire merchandising rights for Leslie Vernon.
Possibly.
I mean, really and truly, let's say, for instance, something happens the next few years that we just get wildly successful on something and make a ridiculous amount of money. Mm-hmm. And, we can make connections and talk to people. Hell, I could sculpt myself if I just put the effort in and learn how to do it, and we could sculpt and do our own crowdfunding and make that figure. You would do it with love. You would put the absolute effort into it.
I definitely would. I would definitely do it. There's no denying that.
Okay. Would that be the case? What does he come with?
Ooh,
yeah.
He'd have 3 heads. He had his normal head. You have the head with the makeup on, and then you have the mask. Those are the 3 heads that he had to come with. He would come with the sickle, because that's his main weapon. He'd also come with a broken bat,
right?
And he'd also come with a broken pickaxe, just because he has he has to sabotage the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he'd have to come with the Apple presser, like a little Apple presser.
Okay, I like it. Let me ask you this: the packaging. Are we doing a clamshell like we're doing the NECA cult classic type clamshell? Or are we doing like a window with a Velcro covered box? Or what are we doing here?
We are doing the box. The box would match the box art from the DVD, where it's just this mask on the holofoil printing, so it's kind of shiny. Then you open the mask up, the front box, and that's where you see the figure with him in there wearing the mask. All
right, man, you have my word. If I get wildly successful at something, we're putting this toy out there, because I think and you can probably attest to this. There's big enough cult following for that there's money on the table for that.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking to see if I can't even find it right now. I don't know where that movie's at. It's somewhere back there. But yeah,
all 7 of you people that listen to this podcast don't get no idea.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
That's cool, man. I dig it.
Yeah, and then my number 1, just because I want this figure, I'm going to kind of go to Pop, the Funko route, mainly because his popularity has grown since his inclusion into another game series recently. But I want to see a Funko Pop of Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury and King of Fighters fame. I know he was introduced in Smash Brothers, and a lot of people like that. I want some SNK to get some love from Funko. And I want to see a Terry Bogard. You could throw Andy, his brother Andy, and you could throw Joe Higashi in there as well. But Terry's always been one of my favorite fighters. He's always been one of my favorite characters to use in a fighting game. And I kind of want to see that happen. I know recently I found the amiibo of him online for a decent price, not flipper prices. But I found that, and I kind of wish that Funko would have a Terry Bogard, since his popularity has risen since Smash Brothers.
And that's Fatal Fury, right?
Fatal Fury, yeah.
Dude, I love that idea. Doesn't SNK also have Metal Slug?
Yes, SNK has Metal Slug.
Let me Metal Slug.
SNK has Metal Slug. They have World Heroes, King of Fighters, Aero Fighters, Baseball Stars, Windjammers. If you ever played the Windjammer series. And then, of course, they have their own monster game called King of the Monsters, where the first game was wrestling. The second game was like more of an action-adventure beat 'em up on the arcade.
Really?
Yeah, the one where it has you had the guy that looks like Ultraman, you had the Godzilla-looking monster, and you had the Mechanicon as a fighter. They were fun. Those are fun games. I need to download those on Xbox. That's
awesome. Yeah, I think SNK is leaving money on the table too. Sounds like.
They are. I know there's that was it SH Arts Terry Bogard, but that's $100 figure. And
wait, is it Figure Arts or is it Storm Collectibles? Because Storm Collectibles tends to put out a lot of toy figures, video game toys.
I think it's SH Arts. Gonna do like a quick search because I want to say that it is. I know it's the one that's at is it FYE? No, Box Lunch, I think. Or no, ThinkGeek.
Ooh, I looked on eBay. It seems like it's Storm Collectibles.
Oh, it is Storm Collectibles?
Yeah, Storm Collectibles, man. Those figures are really, really nice figures. It seems like, I don't know if it's a production run thing or whatever the case may be, but as far as retail goes at brick and mortar, it's hard to get these figures in, man. I don't know, and I don't know why it's so difficult. I mean, these are presumably Storm Collectibles is in Japan, I would assume, or overseas somewhere.
Okay, wait. You said Storm Collectibles? I found one that's from Bandai.
Bandai, really?
And that's $200 now. The price has gone up.
You know what? Let me send you this search real quick because you have your Facebook open.
I can, I can. Okay. But no, I think the one. I know the one that we saw at ThinkGeek. That one was it ThinkGeek?
I shot the link to you. It's an eBay search. Sold listings, granted. I mean, you could change that.
Yeah.
But the heck? Is that Real Heroes? Real Action Heroes. Oh my God. Is that a 12-inch Terry Bogard figure? No.
Yeah, that one looks. Yeah, Storm Collectibles looks like it. That does look like it.
1/6 scale. It's on the sold list I just showed you. World Box King of Fighters 009 KOF Terry Bogard with 2 heads, 6 scale. That's 6 scale is that 12 inch? I can't remember. Is that Hot Toy size?
That might be.
It might be. Because if it is, this Terry Bogard has actual blue jean pants on. This guy has soft good clothing.
Okay, I don't have that. I don't have that good money.
Hey man, payment plan.
True.
Just go ahead and get you a credit card and put it on the credit card. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So there's 2. There's Bandai Arts and then there's Storm Collectibles. So there's 2 different. There's D Arts and then there's Storm Collectibles.
Yeah, Storm Collectibles has a ton of freaking accessories. Good grief.
But definitely like a Funko Pop Terry Bogard. That's something I want to see.
That'd be awesome.
Happen. Just because that would be at my desk. That would definitely be at my desk at work. Hanging out there. That'd
be sick, man.
One that I thought of that y'all didn't. I'm surprised my husband didn't mention because we talked about this for a while. I put on Stadium Stampede Hangman Page with Hunter Horse Helmsley.
Holy crap! Yeah, guilty as charged. I didn't even think about that.
It's also Hangman though.
But with the horse,
it would be our 3rd Hangman. But I mean, I say that we got 87 Codys somehow already, so why not?
True.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, no, I think that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
just call it Hunter Horse Helmsley. I'm pretty sure WWE doesn't own the rights to Hunter Horse Helmsley.
Nope.
So that would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool though. That would be pretty cool.
So listen, I think those are great picks, man. We can fantasy book this all day, but let me tell you what I found. Well, okay. You know what? Didn't we talk about this? Like, in regards to FR Insanity, like we were touching on the idea of off the wall, oddball, strange as hell, eBay finds. Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay, listen, I found one that you might be interested in hearing about.
Okay, give me the description, but don't say if it has a bid or if it has a price.
All right, am I telling you what it is outright, or am I just saying?
Yeah, just tell me what it is. Like, it is.
Okay. My God. So, if you're familiar with the new generation WWF, we're talking Mantar, we're talking Goon, we're talking just the trash guy or whatever, like the nonsense of more nonsense than you're used to. Okay. We also remember the Jobber to the Stars, Jobber Extraordinaire, one Mr. Self-proclaimed pat on the back king, Barry Horowitz.
Okay.
You remember Barry Horowitz?
I remember Barry Horowitz.
Listen, man. All I did was type in his name on eBay. I just started scrolling down. This was earlier when we got started. You can buy for a nominal fee a pair of ring-worn and hand-signed autographed wrestling trunks from one Mr. Barry Horowitz.
Trunks and boots?
No, just the trunks. Just his
trunks.
Yeah.
Just trunks.
Just his banana hammock. Listen,
okay.
It's signed by Barry Horowitz. It's got his autograph on it.
Uh-huh.
It says 1993 in quotation marks. It says B. Horowitz versus Shawn Michaels, Raw, Monday night. What do you imagine the going rate is for this one of a kind? Hopefully, I mean, it is signed, so I'd say hopefully, but probably not.
Oh man,
washed pair of drawers here.
Okay, this is Barry Horowitz, the Jobber Extraordinaire, the guy who teamed with Takashi, the Fallen Angel, back in the WWF. He had the curliest of mullets back then. I remember that. But for ring worn tights autographed by him with a date that he worn them, I'm going to guess the unbid and unbought price of $3,600.
$3,600. I did not realize you were such a fan of Barry Horowitz, man. I'm learning new things about you every day. Listen,
I'm not a fan of his. I just know of him.
Yeah, no, you keep telling yourself that. Not only did it say it was, it's signed. It's signed versus Shawn Michaels, and the pictures in the listing to prove it that these were ring worn. The pictures is him wrestling Bret Hart. Bret Hart would be so mad that Barry Horowitz has no idea who the hell he is.
Wait a minute. Barry got his own matches mixed up on his own eBay listing.
Yeah, and no, 3,600. Again, it sounds like you're a huge fan. It's $1,000.
No. I'm saying this because I think he's a huge fan of himself.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely is. But this is $1,000. It's
only $1,000.
Only $1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, click that link and check that out.
Are you sending me the link?
Yeah, I sent you a link to it.
Okay, let me check.
Prepare to have your mind blown.
Oh, wow. Those are some green tights.
This is his the precursor to his DX membership, I guess. Maybe that's why he put Shawn Michaels out. He was hoping to be part of the Degeneration X faction.
Are you going to put the link on the FR?
Wait. Why did he put a picture of himself with someone else in a Jets jersey? That makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless I'm guessing whoever Smojak is, the seller, is that guy, and he didn't want his face on the picture. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, so it's not Barry selling it himself; it's somebody else selling it for Barry.
Maybe, or the guy got it from him, or something. It's probably his homeboy or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, he's wrestling Bret Hart. Why?
Yeah. Oh, don't you mean Shawn Michaels?
Wow.
What an idiot. No offense, Barry, but come on, buddy. You are a journeyman in the wrestling industry. You are a good hand, and you should have known you were in the ring with one of them.
Well, of course he's a good hand because there's handprints all over the tights. He's got those little handprint silhouettes all over the tights.
There's 12 of them. There's hand flowers on the front. And there's hand flowers on the back. It's such an oddball thing. Like, being the wrestling fans we are, we would both, if we just had stupid amounts of disposable income, I would have to buy this. If nothing more than to have it shadow boxed and hung up in my game room as one of the most ridiculous conversation pieces you could possibly own in wrestling.
And then this would be framed and go right next to like a little enclosed case of the actual Barry Horowitz in a case, collector style, from Thor or from Guardians.
Wait, he was in Guardians?
No. How they had the collector had the case of the people in Guardians.
Oh, actual Barry Horowitz. I think
Barry Horowitz in the case next to the tights.
So you got your prices mixed up. Barry himself will come live at your house for $3,600. That's where we got our lines crossed there.
Probably. That's where we got our streams crossed.
He's a good boy. I mean, and imagine that he's wearing a Tampa Bay Buccaneers hat. He lives in Florida. Who would have thunk it, right?
Oh man, that's
Wait,
just.
And the dude's holding the trunks in the picture. I just noticed that the guy with the Jets jersey, he's holding the floors in the picture.
Oh, we washed his hands.
Barry Horowitz, like, he high-roaded Bret Hart. Who high-roads Bret Hart? You know what Barry thought to himself when he did this? Bret screwed Bret.
Pretty much.
So I thought you'd find that interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. That's pretty funny and a little scary too. That Barry thinks or that guy thinks that Barry Horowitz is that popular enough. I thought Barry was selling it, so that's why I said 3,600 because I thought Barry thought highly of himself. I know
Virgil money.
Well, I know for a while, was it Tugboat? Fred Ottman was selling like one of his boots for like $5,000 that he autographed.
Still alive, man?
He is.
Holy moly! All right, good for him.
So with that, let's kind of jump to questions now. We threw the question out there. Let's, I guess, answer some questions.
Let's do it, man.
So are you ready for some questions?
I was born ready. Give me the question.
So, funny enough, a lot of these questions were geared toward Mortal Kombat. So, yeah, let's start off with Random Randy Savage from Colt 45.
What? Uh-oh. All right. I got to hear this.
Shout out. He says worst character in Mortal Kombat, and I don't know if he means the games or the movies, but I'll say from both. I'll answer for both. In the games, the worst character for me in the games were Stryker and Rain. I think those two were the worst characters, Stryker and Rain.
Yeah.
For the movies, I'm gonna say in the movies, oh man, Sonya Blade #2 and Sub-Zero #2 from the sequel.
Oh man.
And of course Cole. Man. And of course Aqualad Cole was not good. So what are your worst characters?
Okay. Yeah, we'll go game. Well, we'll go movie first.
Okay.
I can see what they were going for with him. I understand you have to. I mean, it's a plot device. It's. But by God, they could have done something a little differently. But yeah, Cole Young was was a human yawn.
Yes.
In his what they called that, the his arcana.
Yeah.
Was chainmail. Like chainmail.
It looked like Aquaman's costume. It looked like Aquaman's.
It did. And no, but I will say this though, for everything, and granted, we're not picking the movie part, but like his those nightstick things, I don't know the exact name of them, but they were pretty cool. But other than that,
the tonfas, I think they're called tonfas, or they're the nightsticks type thing. I forget.
Sticks. I don't know how I don't know how PG you want to be. Ass whooping sticks.
Pretty much.
Yeah. No, I mean, but other than that, man, he was a cool character. But I mean, he could have been cooler though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Scorpion should have possessed him. With all the things in Mortal Kombat, all the mythical allure of Mortal Kombat, and having Scorpion conquer hell.
Yeah.
According to the script, he conquered hell itself.
Yeah.
I don't see why he couldn't have, like, in true Mortal Kombat fashion, like, I think Cole should, like, almost Ghost Rider it. You know what I mean? Like, his skin burns off and he melts away and, like, becomes a skeleton that's on fire, and then the skin comes back up onto his body and forms the gear of Scorpion around them. How much more visually appealing would that have been? At least for me, right?
For me, I think Cole, what Cole should have been was Scorpion in disguise. I think he should have just been Scorpion all along in disguise and was waiting for
long.
And like he was and he was waiting for fate to bring him close to Sub-Zero again.
Almost like it would trigger him to appear when Bihan is there.
Yeah, pretty much like it was Scorpion all along. Well, let's kind of backtrack. Okay, we saw the movie. You saw it. I saw it. What did you think of the movie overall?
I enjoyed it, man, because I went in knowing what it was.
Okay.
And I don't know if I think I probably said it earlier. It's a Mortal Kombat movie. I am not looking for, the best heart-wrenching dramatic scene that will win all the awards. It's a popcorn flick.
Yeah.
So there's fatalities, big-balities, friendships, whoever.
So you're familiar with you're familiar with the franchise, you're familiar with the games and everything. I'm as well. I played the first 3 games plus the trilogy on N64. I read the original novel book that was released like back in the mid 90s that did a great deal of like story build up for behind the scenes stuff. I was addicted to the first 2 movies. I even watched that really crappy TV show Conquest.
Wow.
I tried watching the animated series that came out a long time ago. That was terrible. So I knew enough of it going in. Again, I stopped playing after I tried playing part 4, didn't really like it. And then I picked up 9 and 10, and I kind of enjoyed coming back to it. It was really different, and to a degree, I enjoyed the franchise and the storylines that happened. It was fun. I didn't agree with them killing off Liu Kang and then bringing him back as a zombie in this game series. Wasn't a fan of that. But overall, I have semi-enjoyed the Mortal Kombat, franchise as a whole. Overall franchise as a whole. So that's kind of my backstory with it. It was that I grew up with it. I grew up playing it. I was one of the kids that when the game first came out, I went to Blockbuster to rent it, and they had to call my parents to ask if I could rent it to get authorization for them to rent me that game. So,
oh wow,
that kind of dates me, and like, you know, me having to go through to play this game. And the smart thing we did was that we asked my dad, because my mom would have said no. So we asked my dad if we could rent it, and he said yes. And I'm glad that we did. But yeah, it's just that's kind of my history with it. Like, you know, do you have a history with the Mortal Kombat games?
You know, dude, yeah. As far as my memory goes with Mortal Kombat, I think I blocked out everything Mortal Kombat after 4 at the arcade.
Okay.
I don't know if I got too cool for it or wherever life took me, but I was done with it until I literally didn't play another Mortal Kombat game until they had the crossover with Injustice.
Okay.
Because isn't that what they did, right? They had
they did Mortal Kombat versus DC.
That's what it was. Yeah. And so that's the next time I ever played it again. And even then it was on my nephew's console, and like he's beating the crap out of me with the number of characters that's available, and I'm just sitting here like button mashing because I'm old and I don't play enough games to know what the hell to do anyway. But you know, I didn't much care for. So in the movie, I didn't much care for Cole. And they could have done so much more with him. Everything else in the movie, I had no problem with. Man, the opening of the film was amazing. I liked the reverence paid to the kung fu films of, like, you know, the weekend, you know, Sunday movies and stuff you would watch back in the day when you were a kid. Handled very well, man. I don't know what people are looking for. I really don't.
Yeah.
People just blow my mind.
Well, I think people were looking for because in the trailers and the commercials they showed Scorpion and Sub-Zero a lot, and when we got the movie, we didn't get that. We got Scorpion really showing up at the very end of the movie for a few minutes, tip his hat, and then kind of disappeared. And I think people were upset with that.
I'm gonna go back and watch the trailer because I don't remember him being anywhere other than that ice room fighting pit.
Yeah, that was it. And the trailers were only a minute and a half, and half of that minute and a half was Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean,
marketing 101, you got to get people to pay attention, right?
Yeah, and the marketing was we get the yellow and blue ninja, and we have them fight. That's going to hype people up, and it did.
It did.
So Wade Slayton from Mulehorror Gaming asked, why did we get a Ninja Turtle Cole instead of more Scorpion? And I can honestly answer this question. Plot devices, marketing devices, because you need a young guy that looks pretty to the women, that's going to bring women into wanting to watch this movie. And I remember when the first trailer dropped, there were a lot of female casual moviegoers exclaiming how handsome and how hot Cole looked. I think his plot device was bringing in the female audience for the most part. I don't like really saying that, but that's pretty much his role, was bringing the female audience, the young female audience. So that's why we had Ninja Turtle Cole. Or as I call them, Aqualad. Or as I call them, Aqualad, just because he looked like, you know, the love child of Jason Momoa with his armor.
Yeah, seriously. Agreed.
Let's see. We get another question. Where's it at? Whose idea? Oh, this is from Rami from Three Beers on the Mic. I forget how to pronounce your last name, Rami, so I'm sorry. Well, not really. So, whose idea was it to make a Mortal Kombat movie reboot and leave out the entire tournament portion? I like the movie, but it baffles me. Figure it out.
Okay,
I think, well, with this one, I think they planned on making multiple movies where they wanted to have the first 2 movies before the tournament and the last 2 movies, the tournament. So you have a 4-movie setup, 2 before the tournament, prepping. This is like Dragon Ball Z, where you have 2 seasons of prep work and then 2 seasons of the actual tournament, the actual fight. And this is what we're getting with this movie series. So that's my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I was going to say, like, I mean, it goes across a couple of different generations. You're going to have the guys our age that remember the movies, the originals, and then you're going to have the new people, the younger audience and stuff like that doesn't necessarily have the fond memories of watching a picture of our fighter go up a 8 million mile tall spire of rock that's got a bunch of pictures on it.
Yeah.
Like,
But in that defense, the very first Mortal Kombat movie was all tournament based. That was a tournament based scenario to a degree.
Yeah, but been there, done that, right?
Yeah, this is a reboot. I mean, we've seen the Thomas and Martha Wayne die like 20 times in the last 20 years. We've seen them die more times than anything, and WB still continues to put that death scene in every movie that they make that has Batman. So
that's true. Martha Gate, however dumb it was at least a unique approach.
So, I mean, if WB can spend money on shooting the same death scene over and over and over in every Batman movie that they come across, they can kind of relapse a tournament movie of Mortal Kombat. They can do that.
I guess for me, it just comes down to, like, I knew what to expect going in as far as just wanting an action-based shoot 'em, punch 'em, kick 'em up, you know.
Yeah. You were expecting Enter the Dragon, and you got the prequel.
Yeah, exactly. You know. Now the big thing for me was kind of harkening back to what my favorite characters were. I didn't much care for Jax in the games. I thought he was kind of a lame character, but I enjoyed him in the movie. I thought he was pretty cool for the limited, you know, what little they did with him. Like, I love how they did the smash of the head and all that stuff.
I didn't get. Oh, speaking of smashing the head, you saw who he smashed, right?
Oh, wasn't that
That's Nathan Jones.
Nathan Jones, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Former WWE superstar.
Nathan Jones,
extraordinaire.
Yeah,
extraordinarily scared to wrestle the Taker.
Well, what they call him, like the Brisbane Bruiser, who Paul Heyman called. Yeah, something Australian, something.
The Outback Hack.
A Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo Jack, the Outback Hack.
But yeah, Jax, I remember him fighting in part 2. I played him once or twice in part 2 because he had the the pound attack with this is before the metal arms. And that was kind of cool. But this movie, I didn't like the whole the scrawny metal arms thing, where his mutant ability was to grow bigger metal arms. I didn't really like that. I thought that was kind of lame.
I think it just serves my point, though. Like, I mean, he's a lame character. Like, what are you supposed to do with the guy? And then, who did you mention earlier? The when you order your Johnny Cage from Wish, the SWAT team guy, Stryker.
Oh, Stryker, yeah,
tossing hand grenades and crap.
Well, no, like one of Stryker's stupidest moves that he had was that he would like slide across the screen and sweep people with his nightstick. So
that's right.
Like one of his dumb moves was just to slide across the screen and sweep people, and it was a lame move. That character was lame. Backwards hat, looks like he wore like biker cop gear with the blue and the white with like the bike cop spandex shirt, and he had his cargo he had his cargo Rambo pants.
God.
He looked like one of the bad guys from what's that game, Narc, where you had to shoot the guns.
Oh yeah.
He looked like one of the bad guys from there, or one of the villains from there. He was just a lame character.
Agreed.
He's lame, but yeah, I just think with Jax, they should have given the ability to pound to cause earthquakes, because in the game he would hit the ground and you would lose balance or you'd fly up in the air depending on how close you were. And I think with Jax, his ability was like ground stomping or ground bashing or something to go with his moveset from the part 2 game.
Yeah, but with all the different characters, man, I guess because I don't know how many quarters I burned through, but I didn't really enjoy using Jax at all.
But I just think the power abilities in the game, the movie was really lame. It's like they hit their morphing time and then they had their abilities, or they went to the school of Raiden's School for the Gifted in Winchester, New York. I didn't like that. I thought that was kind of lame.
Yeah. Although the shout out to the sweeping, I only know the one move.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. That was pretty funny. So next question from James Blankenship is why would The Miz make Johnny Cage? And this question comes because me and James are friends, and he does not like wrestling. He does not like The Miz. And he thinks that The Miz is a terrible person. And he doesn't think that The Miz would make a good Johnny Cage. I, on the other hand, disagree. And when I asked him before why he thinks that way, his statement was basically The Miz cannot act. He has crappy movies. He's egotistical. He's not funny, but he thinks his jokes are funny. And he is full of himself. And I said, well, who are you describing, Johnny Cage or The Miz? Because that's basically both.
I was just thinking that, yeah.
So he wouldn't make a shitty Johnny Cage. I think The Miz would make not a perfect one, but a pretty accurate version of one. And that's got my vote. I'm not going to say Ryan Reynolds because to an effect, Ryan Reynolds' age is working against him on that. He's past his prime on this.
Yeah, definitely.
And also back to The Miz. The Miz kind of married somebody that looks like Sonya Blade. So,
but hotter.
But hotter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think The Miz will make a pretty good Johnny Cage because he's got almost the same plot points. Terrible movies, egotistical, laughs at his own jokes, annoying as hell, the sunglasses, the hair gel, everything. So what are your thoughts?
I'm inclined to agree 100%. I don't know why he wouldn't do a great job with that because everything fits. Everything fits. It's almost like perfect casting for Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. I mean, a guy with drug problems and a bad history of
yes,
can't get his shit together. If it's not going to be The Miz, I would throw out Zac Efron.
I could see Zac Efron.
Yeah,
I could definitely see him.
Maybe because I'm just salty and that guy's got a physical body I'll never have, but that dude at least looks the part.
He does. He definitely does look the part.
He's got the comedy chops too. I mean, I've seen him do some pretty good stuff, man. I feel like he could pull it off as well.
That's true. He definitely has the chops. He could do it. His comedy timing isn't that great because I've seen him that one movie he had where he switched or he de-aged or whatever. He switched the bodies with a young kid or something.
Oh yeah, I didn't see about it. I know what you're talking about.
And then I watched the Baywatch movie with The Rock and him in it. Well, he does look like Johnny Cage, with sunglasses and everything. His comedy timing isn't that great. So I can't, and I don't know, but then if you have a good script writer, you could have comedy.
Well, I would say Johnny Cage's comedy chops ain't that great either. So I mean,
that's true.
The B movie A-lister, man. So cheesy one-liners. We know he's got that covered. So
yeah. And I mean, even going back to the first movie, the actor who played Johnny Cage, Lyndon Ashby, he was more sarcastic than he was, funny or annoying. He was just sarcastic. Yeah. So, and I think The Miz has that. And then someone else put out another fighter, it put someone else as there's a UFC fighter, I forget the name, who is very similar to that. And I think he would make a good Johnny Cage, but he would just need some acting classes, learn how to act.
I thought you were about to say Conor McGregor. I was about to throw up.
Oh no, not Conor McGregor. Conor, those goofy tattoos and that heavy accent would just that would just kill the character. That would just really kill the character.
That guy's a human tampon. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, you want people to come to the movies, not shoot them away.
Yeah, exactly.
Aaron,
yes.
Marsden. Is it James Marsden from Sonic?
Oh yeah, James Marsden from Sonic.
Oh, you know what? He could do it if he got in shape. Yeah.
He's also older too. He's about the same age as Ryan Reynolds. He's not a young guy. He's smaller too. James Marsden is a smaller guy, height wise. So he probably could, but again, I think the age thing is going to play into that effect.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Oh, maybe I can see him. I can see Joseph Gordon-Levitt. JGL. I can see that.
That casting room is going to be a big casting room. I think they would have to pull in a lot of different options to explore different facets of Johnny Cage as a character. to see where they want to zero in on the sarcasm or the comedy or a combination of both, I think.
Well, this would be WWE's or Vince's time to buy the Miz's way into this role. I know they tried to do that with Thor, with Triple H. They tried to buy their way in, and that didn't happen. But I think Vince could buy Miz's way in to getting that role if he wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. Good call.
He can definitely do it. That can definitely happen. But I have no hate for the Miz. I think he's a good choice. So James, hey,
what are you talking about, mate? What you mean? For the role.
All right, we got a question from Bernie from Bernapatite Podcast, and also from Three Beers and a Mic. His is, what is the more powerful enemy, the Killer Donut from Attack of the Killer Donuts or the Sofa from Killer Sofa? I have seen both movies, unfortunately. The Killer Sofa is really a recliner, it's really like a killer lazy boy. And the thing with that is that the Killer Sofa or recliner can actually get up on its feet and kind of shuffle around on like the little part where you rest your legs up on. It can get up and walk around, and it's able to throw people over a balcony or over a building roof. While the Killer Donut mostly attacks by surprise. So Bernie, Killer Sofa is the more powerful of those two really bad, terrible movie inanimate object killers.
And you know what? I have no point of reference, but I will say that I've never seen either one. But I would say, logistically, donuts will clog your arteries and make you fat. Trust me, I know. And it will take longer to kill you as opposed to a Barca lounger or a lazy boy that will toss you over a building.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Killer Sofa.
So the Killer Donuts will kill you over time through cholesterol and heart disease and diabetes. The Killer Sofa will kill you by throwing you out of a window or over a building roof. So if you want the slow death, Killer Donut. If you want the quick death, Killer Sofa.
Yeah, that's cut and dry, man. Definitely.
Pretty much. Both movies, I believe they're both available. I think they're both available on Shudder or Hulu or Netflix, I think. I have to go back and check, but Killer Sofa is it's a movie that you're going to need like a 6-pack to watch. Killer Donuts, you're going to need a keg. So get through that one.
Oh my
God. And he's also pressured me to watch another movie called Aqua Slash that I have not rented yet because it costs like $5 to rent through Vudu, through that app. And I haven't done that yet, but I will eventually. I'll get there. It'll happen. So kind of rounding out, that's apparently all the questions. So if you want us,
that worked out well.
it did work out pretty well. So if you want us to answer your questions next time we post up the question option, be sure to leave your question. We will answer them as best as we can and honestly as we can, except for you, James. Miz is the better Johnny Cage. And that kind of rolls us into our shout outs and our plugs. So gonna shout out. I'll start this off first and I'll toss it to you. I'm going to shout out to Three Beers and a Mic podcast with Dwayne, Rami, Adam, and Bernie. They kind of run that one. They're a part of Cross the Streams Media, which we are now a part of. We are a part of the Cross the Streams Media platform with a whole bunch of other podcasts like the Movie Gap and the Four Dorksmen, and I think it's called the Charles Bronson and Dan Aykroyd Show. A lot of other content to really check out. So be sure to check them out. A lot of options, and we're constantly growing. Shout out to Colt 45, to Brandon and Randy. I know Brandon listened to our episode. He gave us some pointers. So really appreciate that. So thanks for doing that, bro. Check them out. They're hilarious movie review podcast. They have me laughing at work, and my stale, cold environment. That show keeps my attention up and positive for the time being. Another podcast I listen to is called Tokyo Lives. It's about giant monsters. They do movie reviews, comic books, and all that. If you like kaiju movies, give them a listen. They're pretty entertaining. A lot of fun. They're enjoyable. And finally, I'm going to give a shout out to a podcast that I just started listening to, which is hilarious because I followed this guy on YouTube. If you know me, I'll promote or I'll tell people to listen to Voto Studios on YouTube. And there's a guy called MMA, Mexican Martial Arts, Grandmaster Jesse. He's got a podcast now called Below the Beanie, where he stays in character as his Jesse character, and he reviews fights. He talks about other things. He's trying to get a green tea sponsorship from Kirkland's, but it's not going too well. So give him a listen. He's hilarious. Give him a listen. It's Below the Beanie. It's on iTunes, just like we are, and we're also in other formats as well. I believe we're on SoundCloud and Stitcher. We're growing, so give those shows a listen to. And what do you got, Chris?
Yeah, man, just to echo the sentiment, man, thank you so much for all the guys that sent in questions from 3 Beers and a Mic. You guys are great. The feedback and the response to from Randy and Brandon for taking the time to reach back out and give us some pointers and kind of help us along. Some veteran leadership is always a good thing. Yeah. We need that, and we need feedback. We need you guys to chime in and let us know what you like, don't like, what you want to hear more of. What do we not touch on? What do we need to touch less? Whatever, these are the things. Ultimately, if you're like us, you just want to have something kind of help you get through the day. And podcasts are a wonderful way to do that, because it's kind of like you sit around with your boys and your ladies or whatever, and you're just kind of shooting the breeze on what you like and you don't like, and you're just kind of like, sitting around, man. And we nothing's better, than visiting with your friends. And when you're at a drab 8 to 10 hour day at work, and you might have your ear pods in while you're at your desk looking up tomb cleaning and dragon races and what have you. It's often audio simplicity that helps you get through. So thanks you guys for the questions and the feedback. So yeah, definitely check out 3 Beers and a Mic. You guys definitely check out Colt 45. Aaron said it way better than I ever could. Those guys are amazing. And I'm glad he turned me on to them. A lot of you guys, as you can tell, I'm definitely a listener more than a watcher, it seems. And so if you haven't heard of Lore, which is a kind of an older podcast.
Yes, Lore's good.
Lore is dope, man.
It's good.
Every morning I get up and I see the new episode. It's loaded. I just love information, man. I like learning things I did not know, and especially deep dives on cultural and supernatural lore that are rooted in real life things that you just had no clue about. I think their most recent episode was about lycanthropy and werewolves, and I ate that up, man. And he's got that. He's got Cabinet of Curiosities, which is more based on just oddball world history curiosities, as it were. And those are the ones I want to kind of gear you towards. Of course, all the shows from last time we talked about, What's Wrong with Wrestling, Chick Foley, all the, just shows that I know I enjoy, and I would hope that you guys would enjoy too.
Yeah. What's Wrong with Wrestling? So shout out to Joe, Andrew, and Eric only.
Are there any more than that, or is
I hear there's another? I hear there's a fourth member, but he's got a glass jaw.
Okay. The Rick Rude of the show. He's only there for like 2 weeks and gone. I gotcha.
Well, Aaron, you're kind of part of it since you're in a storyline, kind of.
No comment.
Oh my god. Yeah, man. No, I think we another successful show in the books. This party keeps rolling, man. I'm gonna start taking notes and stuff during the week. That way I have a little more to offer you guys and gals, man. I feel like more than half the time I'm kind of piggybacking and just kind of bringing the same sentiments. I want to bring a little something more Chris centric. So I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah, and as we grow, we'll add more stuff to it. We'll hopefully get better at this, because again, this is episode 2 of the reboot, and I was advised to say this is a newer reboot and not a continuation of the old show. So I'm going to stick with that. And with that plug and with everything coming to an end, thanks for listening.
Yeah, thank y'all so much.
Thank you for listening. Check us out. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on our new Instagram. We have an Instagram page, Front Row Negative, all one word. And we're going to start putting content and start putting images on there. We have the YouTube channel that's still up and going. I try to put a new video up every Monday if I can. So check that out. It's slowly turning back around from Front Row Disappointment to Front Row Negative. So it's getting better. But check that out as well. We have a store linked up to our Facebook page if you want to get one of our shirts. So yeah, thanks for listening. Hopefully you've subscribed. Leave us a review or a comment, and we'll be sure to read that on or in an episode. And again, thanks.
Yeah, and give us that 5 stars, man. I know this ain't coming live from Japan, but give us those 5 stars.
Give us those Meltzer 5 stars. If they give us a 6-star, that's even better. But yeah, 5 stars.
Mega listens.
Hopefully he does. Hopefully he will one day.
Chris put the trunks up on the Facebook.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, go get your bid in, guys. It's a buy now, $1,000. You get that stimmy. You get them Horowitz.
Yes, yeah. Hopefully, give us a review so we get big enough to buy Barry Horowitz's used ring gear for that ungodly amount of money. Hopefully, it comes with a lock of his mullet.
I'm sure he's got hairs in there, but I don't know if it's coming from his mullet.
Okay, with that, thanks for listening, guys.
Peace out, guys. Thanks so much.
Remember, unfollow, don't block. Later.
This has been a Cross the Streams Media Podcast.